I think we've got this 6-year period, that's all we're left with now, where we can really set up our future before the world changes dramatically. Now there's the applications layer. So I think the blockchain layer, just put it in financial terms, we're at what, 2 trillion-ish today? I think it goes to 10 trillion in this cycle, and we end up somewhere, let's say 2035, at 100 to 200 trillion. Right, that trend is a fucking mega trend. Do that one thing. But I don't know how much returns we get from the latter part of the cycle.
It is a popular and uncontested fact that the global monetary system is unsustainable and tethering on the edge of complete collapse. Financial analysts, economists, and sound money advocates from both sides agree that the global debt load has become too massive and the fiat system will someday become obsolete. But this is where they differ. Gold bugs believe the way out is to return to a gold standard and have the precious metal again be the foundation of the global monetary system. Cryptocurrency investors maintain that the blockchain solves the world's tireless search for a truly scarce, deflationary, secure, and permissionless financial system. Renowned macro analyst and prominent crypto enthusiast Raoul is bullish on digital assets like every other cryptocurrency investor, and believes that the digital assets industry presents a rare, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to all categories of investors. However, unlike most cryptocurrency advocates, Pal believes the fiat system does not necessarily have to collapse to give way to what comes next. The former Goldman Sachs executive maintains that the next phase for the monetary system is in its early stages and rapidly developing, and our governments will be able to kick the can further down the road until it is fully developed and a smooth transition occurs. Pal's exponential age thesis is based on rapid technological advancements, especially in the fields of robotics and artificial intelligence. According to Pal, the world's severe debt problem is worsened by the aging population and reduced productivity. We are simply not producing enough to assimilate the massive debt load naturally. This is where Pal believes AI and robotics come in, changing the entire GDP formula by bringing in infinite productive units and exponentially increasing productivity. In his words, AI infinitely scales knowledge, and robotics infinitely scales physical work. As a result, Pal believes the productivity boost we will get from the exponential age will solve the debt crisis and significantly increase GDP growth, eliminating the need for a global collapse. In a recent video posted on his YouTube channel, Raoul the Journeyman, the former Goldman Sachs executive, goes into detail about the coming exponential age, which he says will be fully operational by 2030. This is where things get really interesting. After 2030, Pal says the world will be completely unidentifiable, as the exponential age will completely change everything we know about economics, finance, and investing. As a result, Pal warns that you have only 6 years to prepare for what's coming by investing in cryptocurrencies and earning your share of a $200 trillion industry within the next 6 years. As we bring you clips from Pal's highly insightful video, please take a little time to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.
I really don't understand how it's going to play out, but I do know between now and let's say 2030. Now, I'm not sticking to that date. It's not like 2030, the date of doom. It's like somewhere around then we start hitting this economic singularity, which is not the singularity, but it's economic where we can't even predict how economies work anymore. If that is the case, then I don't know how investing works. So how I'm thinking of it myself, and I'm fortunate to have built some wealth, but I'm not the richest man in the world by far, but it applies to everybody, is I think we've got this period, this 6-year period, where we need to build as much wealth as possible because things are clear. If we've been given the greatest macro opportunity of all time, when everything is correlated and the everything code is driving everything, then let's take advantage of it. Take advantage of it, because after 2030, I don't know what it looks like. Humans are adaptive, and I've talked about this. I think it'll be more about social communities and how we add value to online digital networks, and it's a much longer conversation for another day. So I'm not worried about humanity per se. I'm just worried about the how to yourself bit. I think we've got this 6-year period. That's all we're left with now, where we can really set up our future before the world changes dramatically, and we don't have the everything code anymore. We don't have most of the things we know anymore. Technical analysis, what does it mean? What does portfolio analysis, what does anything mean? What does reading news mean when you've got AGI doing stuff? But one thing I do know is that the digital rails will be how all of this works. Blockchain is how AI, robots and everything else will move payments around. We're seeing all the governments are moving that way. So I don't worry about that. But, at some point we'll get to maturity phase and the gains that we've made from the adoption phase won't be there anymore. So we need to be involved in the adoption phase of blockchain technologies before it gets to the maturity phase, where the returns are more like utility returns. Now, there's the applications layer. So I think the blockchain layer, just put it in financial terms, we're at 2 trillion-ish today? I think it goes to 10 trillion in this cycle. And we end up somewhere, let's say 2035, at 100 to 200 trillion. Right? That trend is a mega trend. Do that one thing. But I don't know how much returns we get from the latter part of the cycle, because it's always the first part, right, that you make the real money from. I then think, okay, what bloody assets do you own past 2030? Bonds are trash. Equities have been trash. We don't even know what companies survive. How long do companies last for? I think they're going to be more like meme stocks. They get attention, they die. We'll see companies being built with one person. We won't need the amount of people. So everybody can build companies and maybe they last. So it becomes like this meme economy, this ICO economy where things rise and fall and the capital cycles are much shorter. I'm concerned, how does VC work in a world where AGI or just AI is iterating product companies' markets all the time? Things kind of blossom and then die. Some rise, but I think much less rise because you keep getting disrupted. Everybody gets disrupted by each other in this kind of endless cycle. Well, where do we invest beyond that? My general view, and I'll flesh this out in a much broader piece at some point. In the end, I'm actually thinking about, well, okay, where is my long-term savings? Outside your lifestyle bank, outside some property that you use and live in. Where do you hold long-term wealth in an economy that's so disruptive? I kind of like digital art. I think that NFT high-end digital art remains the top of the pyramid of wealth, as art does now. So
Pal's thesis for the coming exponential age of technological advancements is quite similar to Cathie Wood's. According to the ARK Invest founder and CEO, the global equity market cap of 5 disruptive innovations will go from $19 trillion to over $220 trillion by 2030. Like Pal, Cathie estimates that artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, robotics, genomic sequencing, and energy storage will help to significantly boost global GDP from the 3% average growth rate we've had over the past century to at least 8.5% after 2030. This is at a time when economists are predicting a lower 2.6% average growth rate for global GDP within the next few years. Cathie and Pal both believe the rapid development and convergence of these disruptive platforms will completely change the trajectory of the global economy. Let's get back to Pal's video as he speaks further about getting appropriately positioned by investing in cryptocurrencies before this great disruption hits in 6 years.
I've gone through the story, which I've explained it many times to you, how things are. No growth, high debts, aging populations. I've explained that the central banks are debasing currencies, all of fiat, that the entire fiat world peaked in 2008. Which is one of the reasons why since then people are so pissed off, because nothing's working. Some assets have continued to rise, but those are the ones at the center of the debasement of the reserve currency, the US dollar. That's why the US markets look better. But once you adjust them for deflation, for debasement, they look just like the European stock market in dollars. It's all going nowhere. So then we found that, okay, the government understands this too. This is the great thing that I see is like, the government doesn't know what they're doing. The Fed are idiots. They know exactly what they're doing. All the central banks understand the game. The game is do not let the great baby boomer complex go bust. Do not let the system implode. We have to offset falling trend rate of GDP by higher debts at government level to maintain the economic structure that we have. We can't pay for that, so we have to print money to do it until this population bulge is left behind and we change the structure of economy. So there's the game. So the game is understand that. Forget all the other things that people talk about. It's all fucking noise. It's all mid-curve. don't mid-curve it. Buy and hold, things go up. The far right of that is they go up because of so much evidence of what they're trying to do and why they're trying to do and how the economy's broken and what it all means. Everything in the middle, I think, is mid-curving it. And it will cost you money. You will literally not be as wealthy as somebody who just understands the buy and hold strategy in the right assets, crypto technology. So we've got that, thank God. Crypto is the super trend. That is the biggest gift we've ever been given as an investment. You know, I've expressed this so many times to you. You don't believe it when the market's down. Raoul's a moron. Why did he get us into that? Now it's back at all-time high. So, oh, he's a genius. No, it's the same bloody thing. I just bought and hold. I'm just the moron on the left of the bell curve. Just don't mid-curve it and don't it up. Don't it up means don't try and do things you shouldn't be doing. Just buy and hold a core group of good assets. Knock yourselves out on other stuff. The other thing is, as I said, we've seen this cycle before, the financial repression. We've seen the cycle. Everything is cyclical. Everything comes down to basically two assets, of which really comes down to one asset. But you need to be involved in technology. You need to understand what the hell is coming, because it is going to change everything you do. Whatever industry it is, I don't care. It's going to change. And you need to be prepared for that. So how to unfuck your future gets us from now to 2030. After that, it's a whole new future out there.
According to recent data from the US Treasury Department, the US national debt is increasing rapidly, with $10 billion added daily and about $1 trillion in 100 days. We've gone from adding $1 trillion in debt in over 200 years to doing so in just a little over 3 months. To say the next generations of Americans are in big trouble is putting it very mildly. The United States has over $34 trillion in funded liabilities and about $200 trillion in total liabilities when you add the unfunded obligations. Yet, Pal maintains that all we need is a massive productivity boost from AI and robots. Do you agree with Pal's analysis that we can somehow find a way out without any lasting damage to the financial system? Please drop your comments and observations in the comments section below. Also, ensure you subscribe to the channel and turn on post notifications for more videos like this. Thanks for watching.